Okay, this is Steve, PVI recording, and we're doing an investigation on these gardens now due to demonic behaviour. You can just about see every house around there now is requiring them to upgrade fences. There's been the what's known as a trident mark, like 3 claws, and even damage ripping apart fencing. Now, as you can tell, at first people would just think that this is kids or people damaging property, fucking about. And even our neighbour just over here, he's not going to put light sensors on, he's upgrading his fencing. You can see it as it is. He's even gone as high as 9 foot, and he's even installed surveillance cameras all around his houses. 2 on corners, there's a light sensor, there's one over there, there's 2 in back, 3 in back, and he's managed to catch a dark ominous figure in these gardens, to which once it spread to the other neighbours, they're all also upgrading theirs. This guy's gone for the concrete to make sure it's strong enough. Nearly every fencing have had some sort of clawing mark damages, and there's a part destruction. You can see out top rank of the garden just there has had its fencing pulled off and it's damaged, it's been clawed at. And if you look way just over there, you can see like a mountain. These are like bricks, and on all these bricks they're being found randomly scattered among all these gardens round there. There's a pile of them that at Stella's here where we've done the possessed doll burning. There's a pile just in corner, and I will show you when we're on ground, but they're randomly being spotted and found in garden every other day. You can see the bin there to which we used to burn a possessed doll. But now we're believing, instead of it being a spirit using it as a vessel, it was actually a demonic being. And every day there's fresh tracks going up and down all around where that is, leading right out of the garden. And clearly up over their fencing he's decided to go taller. And this can't be an animal, it's only just recently been happening in the last few weeks, and pretty much ever since when we burnt this possessed doll. We've clearly angered some sort of spirit or some entity, some poltergeist, call it what you will. But there's even leftover broken fencing from the panels that have now been replaced. We don't really get high winds, no tornadoes, nothing daft like that here in Manchester. As you can see, it's a clear weather day, and yet even last night there was an attack on one of the neighbours' gardens. Now we're all pretty much in the last few weeks since it's been happening, everyone around here is taking measures to upgrade fencing, and they're all keeping their eyes out. Some of them are installing the cameras like mentioned before, and obviously we're all going to tell each other, but there's no way into any of the back of these gardens. Each and every one of them are closed off. The only way you get access is if you enter the house and go out the back door. Every one of them is designed the same. So yes, it could be people jumping over the fences and maybe breaking them, but compared to what eyewitnesses had saw, compared to the CCTV footage when he installed it and wanted to obviously catch it, what he thought was criminals, and then seen a black ominous figure, and when it got seen by himself, it disappeared in a flash of a bright white light, as was mentioned. So with these tracks currently leading here, and they're fresh every day, that shed gets locked, but even that's been clawed at as though it's some type of beast. His footprints been seen on the neighbours, see how it's all ragged, it's climbing on there, people can hear scraping up rooftop. This guy who's installed the fingers as recently, you can see where damage has been done, where there's been it says, oh, it's sitting up there and watching below. There's been an increase in activity there. He had to replace tiles on his roof due to that. Whenever this being is, whether it's alien of origin or demonic activity happening, people are having the flowers ripped out of the gardens, they're having flower beds destroyed, footprints being found, but weird 3-feeted ones. There's 6 fingers in total on glass printed of anything that's been shiny, plastic, anything like that, kids toys, stuff like that, and it's been noticed of a green glow on some of the fencing. but shortly it dissipates within the day. Maybe it's the heat, maybe it's rain, washes it away. However, this is where the investigation is going to begin today, and later tonight we will do an EVP session. Whether it's worth it for the demonic activity or not, I've never known a demon to actually want to associate or talk to anybody, so we can give it a shot, and we can also try and witness and catch any paranormal activity. Hi, PVI Steve back on the ground location now. This is a boom from where we burned the possessed doll, which now may be causing a lot of demonic activity around here. For you that haven't been keeping up on my website and watching this through YouTube, then there was a doll we recovered from an attic that was scraping, making banging noises once the owner then collected it. This is PVI investigation of Stella's house, and the white noise audio is also recording. This one, not these cupboards now. Okay, oh yes, I see. And the latches keep on doing due to dramatic shaking. I see that one's still connected. That one's come down, and that is where it shook so violently it's actually knocked the hook out of its place. Right, I do see. Can you get this ladder, Michael, please? Yeah, just over there. Yep. Any charge this, Michael, before we set off? Alright, well, don't last bar now. How do we unlock this? I see. Okay. It's then been leaving tracks throughout the night, to which we are going to flatten back and try and put him up straight, should I say. And we'll see if we catch any more tracks, as it forms like a triangle from all the way from this bin. Keeps reappearing. I'll show you a quick picture of the doll. It's well and truly burning. I don't know if you can make the colour out on it. Good purple. And I could only show you a quick picture of the doll due to the power in the cameras as entering the attic to retrieve or have a look around at the time for anything demonic or paranormal in the attic. The power suddenly failed. And just over here you can see the damage that's been caused on everyone's fencing, as previously explained. Now even just to tear something like that off, you can tell it's been torn, or it's breakaged, and it's been completely snapped off. That's where even these have just been fully torn off. And obviously now they just decided to get new fencing put in, which is the logical reason. Just in this corner is a collection of rocks that keep appearing in people's gardens, and as you can tell they're quite heavy. That would take some moving today. And these have been scattered all around the garden, so Stella, the owner here, just keeps acquiring them, and each time one's found she'll put them in this corner. When we do the investigation and we straighten out that grass, we're going to use one side of the garden only if and when we have to move up and down. That way we can't make any tracks ourselves, and would obviously make debunking anything that bit harder. Later on we'll do the EVP session on the table there, and it's going to be quite hard due to the fact that it's happening in multiple gardens at a time. You can see how the fencing's being lent just in corner, and it's as though something's having its weight every now and then. It's going over. Again, now the shed roof has been straightened, so we should see if it scuffs any more of the felt, if you'd like to call it that, on the shed. It's got to be something tall, something fast, something big to be damaging tiles right up on top of there from where they could hear the bangs, and they decided to get all the cameras put up. So next visit we're going to do an operation above us, above the door, and at the top windows we're going to put on some night vision cameras. We're going to be down on location as well. The above night vision cameras are going to be able to overlook into any other gardens, and we will see if there's any said flying objects, damage done to any property, and try and contact the spirit. Clearly we shouldn't have let it loose. It's only been happening since we've visited this location, and now there's 4 to 5 different people all reporting strange activity going on, from plants being ripped out of the gardens, as you can clearly tell, damaged fencing. Neighbours over there still haven't managed to repair theirs, from the panel being torn as it came over, it torn that. It's on for both of them. In fact, one of the concrete posts is still askew, and there's this again matching the same patterns following on. And obviously the destruction, they left that pallet there as proof of the digging claw marks and the sheer damage it's clearly capable of. This is actually a town region area. There's no mountain lions, there's no bears, there's nothing crazy death like that would come wandering into the gardens. You'd even be lucky to just get a mole or a badger or an hedgehog. So whatever this being is, or the creature, I'd be more than happy to investigate and try and find out. Okay, this is PVI Steve again, back on location. As you can see, we've now straightened out all that grass, cut it down so this way we can debunk any new tracks happening overnight whilst we do an EVP session. And I'm back up here now so that we can set up the overhead camera view and set up our night vision system, and hopefully the gardens around here, we shall be picking up any paranormal activity, and we might just get lucky and see any scratches done on fencing such as the one below. This is good. And this heat. What can you do?
Who is it you're asking to jump? So are you a spirit with a pet or something? Do you have a demon as a pet? Are you training it? Is it a dog you would protect after the afterlife? That's what's causing destruction.
What is it? Oh, oh, where did that come from? No way. No way. It's behind us. Just had that done. Look at the lines. So behind us. Not much you can see with the light, but that's it. It's been played. We're on it. We caught some shit now. Dude, I think it's gone. I think it's gone. Not sure. I was just right there. Dude, it's right in this fence. Look at that. Now you've got to be joking. Have you seen that? I'll have to show this in daylight, I think. That chair as well. It's been flung out. It's just sat in that. Just over it. Dude, that is freaky. That's very freaky. You have that PVI camera at the top there with the infrared light. Actually, definitely caught that. Go see what happened on the PVI camera, see what stuff we got. It's got night vision. It should have caught the whole incident. Gonna see what they did. Dude, I think it's gone. I think it's gone. Actually, I was just right there. Dude, it's right in this fence. Look at that. The howling noises stopped. God. You've got to be joking, have you seen that? I'll have to show this in daylight, I think. That chair as well. It's been flung out, it's just sat in that. Just over it. Dude, that is freaky. That's very freaky. You have that PVI camera at the top there with the infrared light. Actually, they definitely caught that. Definitely. Dude. What the fuck? Dude, it's still here. It's still here. That rock's just come in a second. Mentioned it. It's still fucking in. No way. No way. You can feel it. You can feel it. My torch keeps going every 5 seconds. Look. Look, let's go. Dude, there's definitely something not right. Not with that. I'm going to go see what happened on the PVI camera, see what stuff we got. It's got night vision. It should have caught the whole incident. Going to see what they did. Okay, this is the morning after the incident, and as you can see, there's definitely a clear track, as though something's been dragged straight up there. Here's a brick cart that's landed with some pellet at the garden. There's a noise that caught my attention on my cart just about on the PVI cam up above. I'll add that to a collection. Just on the fence in here, you make out that crack, you make out two. That is definitely wood splitted. Definitely. All in that panel, which does correspond with the other fencing, and yet that's new. And it was just, as I noticed at the time, there's a destruction of the property of the dad, and as you can tell, they're clearly broken, and we've got that suddenly being disturbed on the PVI cam too. So, I don't know, I guess overall we was unable to be able to debunk what had actually happened. However, we have been able to confirm there's definite paranormal activity here. So this also rewards a full team investigation. A PVI's cam caught paranormal activity. We've now got the destruction of the fencing, as well as the ornament in the garden. And yes, maybe if I just show you over the window, you've got that track that leads on the right side of the bin, to which you'll even be able to see on a live webcast. On the website, you would have seen how I had to grab the camera from this table, to which I was sat on, and ran right round up there and hid there, as I could hear the footsteps coming closer and closer. And this thing was right on that fence, and you can even hear the knocking it was making, like a clawing noise, as I stood there, which now I'm assuming was the breaking of the fencing. And yet still no explanation for who or what it was. but the EVPs managed to catch like several people talking, which obviously around this many houses there's going to be a lot of ghost activity, and obviously a lot of people have passed throughout the last 80 to 120 years these houses were built, so the spirits are obviously still remaining, and clearly didn't expect me to attempt to be talking to him. Certainly had enough to say, but eventually after the EVP just suddenly froze. It caught my attention while I was just lying back into the chair. I'm looking around, and with it being so quiet, was it when I was able to hear like there was chimes or crumpling up on the fencing just over there. I've grabbed the cam, thinking they're going to try and use a gate which is at the side, which would have been right at the side of me in the chair. I've panicked to grab the camera, and I've run up to the path to the side of the shed. End result are now there's definitely paranormal activity, and we may just leave a couple of PVI cameras up live on the website for the next 2 weeks, and hopefully maybe even our viewers could catch something happening live. It does definitely seem to be a reoccurrence, so it's highly possible.